So do you know where it started? Do you have any idea where the cycle of violence started?
No.
Is it important?
No.
Maria, our next guest, now 19, has been in and out of the gang for all of her teenage years. Maria says that most of the gang fights that she's involved in happen over issues like territory. Any idea how many fights you've been involved in?
A lot.
A lot? Have you ever hurt anybody?
Yes.
How have you hurt them? What have you done?
Well, once I got into a fight with this girl. Like, I blacked out and I knocked her out. Like, she fainted. And then, I don't know. And then there was this other time when I was so angry, I just grabbed something and I just hit her. Like, hit somebody with it. Like,
how much do you weigh?
I weigh 97 pounds.
97 pounds. A 97-pound gangbanger.
But I didn't used to weigh that much before.
Sabrina, our next guest, joined the gang a year and a half ago because her parents had effectively, in her words at least, abandoned her. Is that right?
Yes.
What do you mean they abandoned you, Sabrina?
It's just that my parents, they weren't like paying attention to me most of the time, you know, so I had turned to another family.
And the gang is your family?
Yes.
Now, 26-year-old Amber has been in the gang since she was 13 years old. Her children joined her, Eileen and Danny. They were fathered by two different gang members, both those men now in prison. Prison is where Amber spent almost 2 years on a robbery and kidnapping rap. And Amber, you're still in it, right? Still in the gang?
Yeah, but I mean, I try to stay away with it for my children.
Because I don't want them. You pray that your own daughter doesn't follow in your footsteps, right?
Yes, I do.
Is she starting to show some interest in the gang life?
Yes, they are, because they see it. I mean, I try to protect them from that, but they see the people. I mean, we live in the neighborhood, so it's hard for them not to see it, and already they run around saying things. Turn around. And, but it's hard to keep them away from it when you're around it.
Cynthia, whose street name is Boo Boo, is a 32-year-old former gangbanger desperate to keep her 13-year-old daughter, Irene, out of the life. Now, there's good reason in their particular family. All of the siblings of Cynthia and her husband, Jorge, who joins me here in the front row, every single one of their siblings has been either beaten or stabbed. And one of Jorge's brothers is now paralyzed for life. Okay, Boo Boo, there's Flor. Okay, there she is. There's you 18 years ago. What do you want to tell that young lady? What do you want to tell her about where she's headed?
Mija, in the future, I'm going to tell you what. Your family is this. This is your family, not your neighborhood. When you get busted, they're really not going to be there for you. When you get busted, you are alone. The one who's going to be there is your mother, your father, your sister, and your brothers. This is what I'm teaching my daughter now. I'm there for her, and her father's there. We are a family. This is not the way of life. Even though other people make it out to be nice and easy, no. This is not a way. You guys need something more than gangbang, I'm going to tell you right now. That's not a life.
What do you think, honey? What do you think? Flor, tell me. Tell us, you know where you're going to be 10 years from now? You're so pretty, so little. I want to show you again, and in its entirety, what that jump-in was really like. I don't think it's ever been shown on national television before. Take a look now at a jump-in.
What the f*** is going on?
And this, they say, is an act not of violence or animosity, but of love and fellowship, an expression of loyalty in years to come. And the new member runs away so her colleagues will not see her crying from the pain of the mugging just inflicted on her, not by her enemies, but by some of her dearest friends. And we're told that the so-called jump out, when and if, in that unlikely possibility someone wants to leave the gang, that is even... Girl Gangbangers tell all. We are live in Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd like to tell, the little young lady right there talking about she just got jumped in yesterday. Really ain't no future in all of that, but, everybody's life is like that. And, I know where we live in these hard areas and things like that, but it's actually us, y'all. We got to get it together with ourselves, stop killing each other.
Good, Amber.
Excuse me, but you don't understand something. A lot of reasons that the people are in gangs is because they don't have a home life. I didn't have a home. I was abandoned at 3 years old. I lived in the streets. From the time I was 12 years old, I lived in the streets. I didn't have a mom and a dad there for me. My grandma and grandpa tried, but they were too old. They already raised their children. They were too old. I didn't ever learn discipline. I don't even know how to discipline my children. And to me, my children, they kind of control me because I never had it. But you put the gangs down, you got to understand something. The gang members, we're a family because we don't have families. And you got to understand that.
I just think I make a comment. I'm not here to judge any of you because I wouldn't allow you to judge me, but you have to learn from the people in South Africa, man. It's the youth that make the change, and don't cheat your babies.
My
no, baby,
children that
you're the one that I appreciate the most because
you're
teaching your kids the right way.
Amber is still in the gang. Wait a second. Don't get confused here. Cynthia Boo Boo is out. Amber, who served 18 months on a robbery kidnapping rap, is still in the gang. Her body is festooned with tattoos. She's trying her best to keep her children. The kids look clean. They look nice. We pray that they will be swayed away from the violence. Yes, ma'am.
I want to recommend some 24-hour crisis centers, if you're really unsure about them.
Excuse me, wait a minute, but they're not there. Like with my daughter, when I was in prison, my daughter was molested. When I got out of prison, there was nobody there. I called counseling places. They put you on a waiting list. Nobody's then been there for my daughter. I went to the police. They haven't done nothing. They walk away from me. Really? Give me the phone numbers because I've called all of them and none of them counsel my children.
Hi.
What about my family?
I'm a teacher at Somar High School, and many of my students look exactly like you. And, the teachers are there for you. I'm there for my students all the time, and I know they have guns.
What about our
packing.
school district? There's none.
And, hey, I'm young. I'm younger than you are, and I'm barely older than they are. And we're there, and there's a lot of people there, and there's a lot of support groups and impact groups.
That's where you're wrong.
For the kids?
Go ahead, Boo Boo.
Wait a minute. You're saying the school is there for the kids? Let me tell you where you're wrong. I've got a kid that I got a job. I've got to watch my kid 24 hours. If I'm not there, my husband is there. I've been with this man for 17 years. But let me tell you something. My daughter has been in trouble at school. And I'm going to tell you what the school does. They turn their faces. They're not there to protect. There is no after
Flora,
school
what
activity.
grade are you in?
Nothing at our school.
What grade?
8th.
You're an 8th grader. Isn't that something? You're an 8th grader. Now, what chance do you have to graduate high school? Are you going to try?
Yeah.
You think so? When you go to school, do you tell the kids about some of the violent things that happened? I mean, do you tell the kids today that you were jumped in yesterday?
No.
I mean, do you think that you're doing something that's normal to the extent that you know what normal is? I don't want to put you on the spot, honey. I'm just trying to understand you, that's all. I just don't understand why someone would let other people beat them up and call it an act of love.
Well, she's my sister. And I understand that she gangbanged because I suppose she looked up to me, too. It was sort of my fault also. I'm trying to keep her away from it, but, I can't do nothing. She already got courted in. I can't do nothing no more.
Sonia?
And
I'd like to make a comment on what he said. That's not true about you don't have a life, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm working on my high school diploma. I have a 3-year-old daughter, and when I look at her, she brings me up.
Oh, you have a 3-year-old daughter?
I have a 3-year-old
All right.
daughter.
You're in a drive-by. You said you were. You've been in more than one drive-by. Of course, your daughter wasn't with you.
No.
What happens when the cops arrest you and they take you to jail like they took Amber? Who's going to be with your 3-year-old daughter?
I don't know that, my mother. But like I said, I'm going to comment on that. I'm going to have a life, okay? I'm going to have a life because I'm not going to be on welfare all my life. I'm going to have a life. So that's wrong for you to sit there and say that people, you know, that we're not going to have a life, because we have feelings and we are people too.
I have a question. I don't see how you guys can go around shooting people. I mean, don't you have a conscience? How does it feel to kill somebody in cold blood? You don't even know the person. I don't know how you guys can do that.
It was a spur of the moment thing. I'll tell you one thing right now. 2 of your homeboys will tell you to, you know, get one of your homegirls together, and then they'll take you and they start shooting. You don't know what's going on. Okay, so what, am I going to stop that?
All I gotta say is that if you guys want another alternative, you guys will find it, okay? Because all of my friends, I've seen friends die too, okay? And their family members, okay, they got out of it, okay? So you guys can do it if you want to.
Excuse me, can I say something?
Go ahead, yeah.
Okay,
Amber.
as far as that, I go to school full-time. I'm looking for a job right now, but when I was in prison, my pre-release program told me, Amber, because you are a parolee, the state will help you. When you go for a job, they'll hire you because you have been in prison. They get a tax deduction. Well, every place I go to, because the mistakes I made when I was younger, I mean, I'm trying now. I go to school full-time. Today I had to take off school to be here, and I had to take my children out. But I do what I have to do. But when the places I go to for jobs, they turn me down because of the mistakes I made before. I mean, because of my tattoos, they turn me away.
Why don't you break up with the gang?
Why
don't you break up with the gang right now, Amber? Why don't you get away from it?
I don't run with my neighborhood right now. I mean, I still associate with them. They still are my friends. They still do help me if I need it. But my main concern is these two right here. This is my whole life.
If you want to kill people, why do you guys wear rosaries and crosses? I don't see the point in that.
Now, Maria and Veronica, you two are sisters, right? Yeah. Now, which of you was dragged by the car the other day?
I was.
What happened?
We got into it with one of our homeboys' girlfriend because we didn't get along with her. So she started throwing her neighborhood at us, and so my homegirl Tina over here, she jumped in and started boxing with her, and I seen a little spot, so I jumped in too, and he rolled away. And there I was, and I fell on the ground, and he rolled over my finger and broke my finger.
And Christine, is it?
Like she said.
And how old are you, Christine?
19.
And are you pregnant now?
Yes.
Now, what do you hope for your child?
I don't know.
Do you worry that your child will get into the LWS?
Yeah, I do, but, I mean, regardless, I could raise my kid right. But it might, my kids still might want to choose that lifestyle. And all I can do is try to help them what I've been through.
Okay. Now, is that more gangbangers there in the corner? Come on out. Laura, send them out here. Come on out.
Sister.
The other group has arrived.
That's my sister.
It's your sister? All right, just sit on, like, the front of the stage there. Come on out. Come on. Just come on out. Just pull up a chair. We'll be introducing you when we come back from this break. Jumping in, girl gangbangers, telling all that, our focus. We are live in Los Angeles. We'll be back in a flash. Stay tuned, folks. During part of the filming of this, one of the gangbangers, one of the guys jumped in our camera van and attempted to hijack it. He was stopped by other members of his own gang. They pulled him out on the street. That's him in the middle there. He seemed totally wasted. He attacks Derek, our cameraman there. There is violence just below the level of the surface there. It is part and parcel of the lives not only of those fellows, but the young ladies who sit on our studio stage here in Television City today. Yes.
I just wanted to know why all of you have children at this point in your lives or are pregnant. I mean, I've noticed that almost all of you are pregnant or have little children. I just seeing that that's like a bad environment to bring up kids in.
Excuse me.
But why bring kids into it, though? Seriously.
Are you talking about my daughter?
All of you. Yeah. I had my children, for your information, when I was 16 years old, I was told I could never have children. When I got pregnant with her, I wasn't going to go have an abortion. I kept my baby. To me, she was a miracle daughter.
That's fine for you, but I mean, I see these girls are like teenagers, and you guys are all in gangs, and why are you bringing kids into the world?
If you're going to speak to one person, but let me tell you about me. This daughter has nothing, my daughter has nothing to do with gangs. Nothing at all.
Aren't you worried,
I've got
though,
another one right here, Selena. Selena, she has nothing to do with gangs. Nothing. And you know what? I do not want my daughter like this.
How do you keep her isolated? How do you keep her insulated?
Because Selena has a mother, another mother who's just like me, protective. Because of what we went through in our younger lives, we do not want this for our kids. So when I'm not at work, I've got my husband, or I've got her mother, Yvonne, or I've got my mother, or my sister, or my brothers, where she's under 24 hours surveillance. Even Amber. I need a phone call. You know what? I'm going to work late tonight, 10 o'clock. Amber, can you be there? Because I cannot be there, or I can't find my husband right now.
Irene, have you given any thought to the gangs?
Once in a while, I thought about it.
What do you think about when you think about it?
Well, once in a while, they can be all right. You know, like if you're in trouble with like other gangs and stuff, you know, most of them are there for you. I mean, you can't have your family there all the time. I mean, once in a while, you're gonna be by yourself. So, I mean, that's where your gangs are. That's where your gang protects you.
Did you have a fight in school, or was that your girlfriend?
Oh, I got in a fight, and her.
Who did you fight?
I fought a girl named Erica.
Why? What was the issue? What were you fighting about?
She was talking about me, so.
And you had a fist fight with her?
A fist fight.
Don't you care about other people?
Yeah, but don't you care about us?
Well, you frighten me, to be honest with you.
She's talking about a little girl, one-on-one little girl where she got in trouble for it at school, and then when she got home, believe me, she got in trouble for it.
Amber, did you hear what she said about you frightened her?
Why would I frighten you? I'm human just like you. I go to school, I'm trying to get a job with the Youth Gang Service now to help these people,
and I can also tell you
they
that
don't
I'm having
do
a baby,
anything.
and the last thing that I would want is my baby to be anywhere near any of you. I mean, you
Congratulations! I hope you have a beautiful baby, because I got 2 of them. You have nothing to be frightened of me for. I wouldn't do nothing to you unless you do something to me. Then I will. Other than that, I'm not going to hurt you. Why would I? Have you done me wrong? Have you broken into my home or hurt my children?
I want to change the pace a little bit here. All these people are human beings, God's children, just like we are. And I think that they deserve a break. And in this world, you make your own breaks. And that means kids, finish school, at least get your GED. There is so much help out there in scholarships. There's a Pell Grant.
Where?
The Pell Grant. You go to the local colleges or community colleges, they'll give you all the information. You go there, there is Pell Grants out there for disadvantaged people like yourself.
Where you're wrong.
There
I've
is
been
funds
going.
out
I'm 26 years old. I get put on waiting lists. 26 years later, I have to put myself in a school.
There are funds out there, believe me. I know.
Give me the
I've
phone
been
numbers
through
and
it.
I'll call them and tell me I don't get put on a waiting list like always.
I became a teacher after 30 years. It's never too late. There is money and help out there.
Yeah, I got a comment. Boo Boo was right. You know, they say it about the school. There's a lot of things that happen in the school. The parents don't know about it, you know, because the kids are in school. But when the teachers see things, a lot of them turn their backs.
Yeah, it's up
They
to
don't want to pay attention. And every time they try to help, you know, they don't do the right thing. She's right. The school has a lot to do because all of this stuff happens in the schools.
I don't agree with that because the school is not a babysitter. You take care of your children.
I got another comment. Wait a minute. Wait.
Your children. What about before school? What about after school? I am not a teacher.
The school's not a babysitter, but the school can call the parents, can tell the parents something, what their kid are doing wrong, to let them know.
Okay, I understand it. But look at those 2 little children there.
Hey, my children
Wait
go
a
to
minute.
school.
Let me
They got a
finish.
roof over their head. They got food in their stomachs.
That's
but
not what I'm
wait a
talking
minute.
about.
Wait, you say there's help out there. Look, how come I was told, the man that I'm renting a house from right now, he is renting to me illegally. He's an agent from another country. He left the country, put our property up for sale. You say there's help. Legal aid will not help me. Fair housing won't help me. So who does it? That's why we do what we do.
We've got to take a break.
Why?
That at least is a sum of my knowledge. I know. We'll be back right after these words. Stay tuned. Girl, Gangbangers jumping in, our focus. We are live in Los Angeles. Yes, sir.
Yeah, this comes from that lady in the back, the one that says she don't want to be around gang members. What makes her think gang members want to be around her? She can't even comb her hair right.
Are you talking to me? I've never done anything that would ever hurt you. I don't carry guns. I don't carry knives.
That's good for you. Congratulations.
But you all carry
we
guns and
respect
knives.
you for that.
Well, you just talked about carrying them. You just talked about being out there hurting people.
There are definitely admitted drive-by. All right, let's... those attacks aren't, they aren't on point here. Yeah.
I feel that everybody that's on... I feel that everyone here is actually searching for love. That's what it sounds like to me. And your way of reaching out for love because of the lack of attention that you haven't received in your homes, you're doing it with this jumping and initiation. And there's an answer. If everyone wants to change, there's an answer. It's within yourself. We all have a conscience. You know what's right. You know what's wrong. And God can make a difference in your life if you just ask him. And then there's church groups, young people that are doing good things.
I agree with her, but you know, the main thing I think you have to know what is the roots, what is the problem of the foundation. And I think every family and parent is obligated to get knowledge and information about people and society and how to raise children, because children seem to have lack of support and love from their families. Therefore, they go to other people to get those things that are lacking.
I agree, and the gang is becoming the family. I mean, Hawthorne has been around for what, 3, 4 generations? I mean, your LWS? How many generations is it?
I mean, 3 or 4 of them.
Since 65. Since 65. So it's your father, at least your parents, and then their parents in some cases. Now, is it Sabrina? Not Sabrina, Sonia. Okay. Sabrina. No, that's, okay, Sabrina, got it right. What does that tattoo say on you? Oh, that's your name. It's a good thing it's your own name. If it was a boyfriend, you have to cross it out maybe, and, you know, then you get in real trouble. What about your parents? What do they say? Are your parents disapproving, or are your parents in the gang?
Nah, my dad used to gangbang and everything, so, you know...
He didn't try and get you to take a different course from him?
Nah, you know, he don't say nothing. He's like, whatever. But my mom, she's sort of like, you know, she cares and everything, but she has a funny way of showing it.
What do you mean by that?
Like, you know, she just... You know, she works. I don't know. She's like... She don't tell me, like...
Does she love you?
Well, she says she does.
Wait, hold on. Yes?
Like, you know, they call me Pebbles from Little Watts. Like, when I was scared to tell my mom, you know, I didn't want her to know I was from Little Watts. You know, my sister was from it. I knew all of them. But it's just like, when there's nobody to turn to, you have your friends to turn to. You know, people say, oh, friends aren't friends. There are certain friends out there because you know, my sister, she didn't get me in it. Yeah, she did jump me in it. And it's because I wanted to, you know. Wait,
was your sister there when you were jumped in?
She jumped me in. She was one of the ones that jumped me in, you know.
Your sister was pounding on you?
Yeah. She was pounding on me, you know, but she didn't want to, but, you know, it's something you had to. I chose it.
And how old were you?
15.
Is that what you think normal is? Is that what you think life is?
No, I don't think it's normal. What's normal? You know, what? Is someone who's got a good job and everything normal, perfect? They're not perfect. Nobody's perfect.
Were you forced to join?
No, I wasn't forced to join. I joined because I wanted to. You know, I had a lot of problems, and when I had problems, I had my, you know, my friends, when they started coming around my house, they used to come in my house. When I wasn't from Little Watts, they would come in my house. I would just sit there. You know, I would talk to them and everything, but it's just when I needed someone to turn to, they were there to turn to.
What problems did you have that you had to turn to?
My family, and then when I had my daughter, you know, they were there to help me, you know. Nobody else was there to help me. My parents put me down for having a kid. You know, everybody put me down. They think you're bad. You're young, you have a kid, you know. That's not, I didn't have my kid for a gang, you know, just because I was in a gang. I had my kid before I got into Little Watts, you know.
You had the kid before you were 15?
Yeah, I had the kid. No, I had her when I was 15, but I had her, you know, before I got into Little Watts, you know, and I don't have her for you. You know, I'm not going to get abortion because you guys don't want me to have her because I'm in a gang. I had her because I love her. Not for you guys. Not for you guys.
Jumping in our focus, the girl gangbangers are telling all. Talk more with them, with members of our audience, some of whom have been victimized by gang violence. Stay tuned, folks. We're live in Los Angeles today. the bizarre and violent ritual by which young people join LA gangs. It applies to the young women as well as the guys involved. Yes, ma'am.
They speak of turf in the neighborhood. How many of them paying taxes?
I pay taxes. I pay taxes. You guys make it like we're the worst one. What about the drug user? I can understand if I was pregnant, I was doing drugs, but I didn't. You guys talk about tax people. What about the, there's people who aren't from gangs and don't pay taxes, okay? You know, they're not taxpayers. They sit at home on their on disability, faking, you know? I know people who fell and faked, you know, they're hurt. It's not only gang members.
You want to say something, Eileen? Come here, sweetie. Wait, hold on, everybody. Hold on. She wants to say something. Now, how old are you?
7.
7. And what do you want to say, honey?
If there's help with this, can you help us?
Now that you mention it, we do have a kind of an aftercare program for some of our guests that we've developed over the years to help out some of the ones we find the most needy. Amber, if I were to offer you free counseling, job counseling, as well as therapeutic counseling, access to child care, and I could put that together, would you accept that?
Yes, I would.
Then you got a deal. Let's see what we can do. You look pretty sharp there. Come here. Let's stand up here. Stand up. Let's see. You want to stand up and show people that out? That's pretty cool.
Come here, Dad.
Oh.
Hi. My name's Danny.
All right, we're gonna follow up. You have that phone call? All right. Hello, caller.
Hello?
Can you describe yourself or give us your name if you care to?
Yeah, my name is Alex. I'm Sabrina's brother.
Right.
And just wanted to, you know, get something off my chest that's been bugging me ever since last night. There are 2 girls. One girl named Tina and the other one Sonia. All right?
Yeah.
Put it this way. They don't need, do they have to threaten somebody to represent their neighborhood?
What are you talking about? What's the problem?
They called my house last night, calling my sister, telling her that if she wasn't on the show today, they were going to jump her out.
What's the problem? What are you talking about?
He beats her ass. He's from a different gang. Why do you gotta beat your sister's ass? Because she's not from your gang.
Because she's not from Gardena?
No, she came to my house with black eyes, busted nose. Why don't you speak out? Why don't you tell people what he does?
All right, hold on, caller. Let me talk to Sabrina about this. What's he talking about, Sabrina?
No, it's a little thing that happened last night. You know, it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, why don't you speak up?
She told us that she was going to be on the show. We already had who was going to be on picked out, and then she, you know, chickened out at the last minute. And we told her, you know, if you're down for your neighborhood, you should go on the show. Because we had already made plans.
So what, you threatened this man that he couldn't come on?
We didn't threaten him.
No. It's for my sister.
I have a question for the panel, but primarily for those of you that have kids. I know that killing sort of just becomes a part of everyday life, and you become really numb. But when you do a drive-by and you kill an innocent little baby, how do you feel? Do you feel anything when that happens?
I haven't done that. I never.
Now, Sonia, you're the leader of the pack here.
I'm not the
You've
leader.
you've admitted you've been involved in drive-bys. You've admitted that people have been hurt, maybe even killed.
I didn't shoot nobody. It's not like I knew. Like I said, my homeboys will tell you to come with them, and you go with them, and they just do a drive-by. It's not like I planned it, okay?
How do you feel when an innocent person falls?
But that's not, I don't know. You know, how do they feel when one of my homeboys fall? How do they feel when they shot at my brother and my baby's father? How do they feel about that? My brother is Thumper from Little Watts. He got shot in his finger, and my baby's father's been shot twice in the leg. You know what I'm saying? It's not like I don't plan this. Okay, if they hurt somebody I love, then they're going to get hurt back.
You're Thumper? I want you to take a look at some of the homeboys. There's 6. You 3, come here, quick. Come on. Come stand here by these guys. Are you in the same organization? All right, well, don't start anything between the 2 of you. But, all right, come on over. I just want to... Here are the men in the ladies' lives. We're going to pan. Here, stand up, you 3. This is a guy, I feel like a little old man here. All right. You with me? Your name and age.
I'm Jesus, I'm 16.
Casper, 17.
I'm criminal, I'm 21.
Criminal?
Yeah, I'm from Compton, 155 Street.
Crazy Rascal Gang. It's Mr. Dopey.
Thumper Little Wives.
Tony Boy Little Wise, 22.
What does that mean, 22?
I'm 22 years old.
Rascal, 21. Little Wives.
Hey, Thumper, you just got shot?
No, about a year ago.
Who shot you?
Another neighborhood rivals.
Are you rivals with these Compton guys?
No.
What do you think about the women being involved this way? Don't you? I mean, isn't it part of tradition that you protect the ladies?
Yeah, it is.
They know what's right and wrong. That's up to them, you know. They're going to kick it with us. We're going to kick it with them. We're not making them. They're doing it on their own.
We'll be right back. Live in L.A., jumping in. Focus today.
All across a...
In. Girl Gangbangers Tell All. We are live in Los Angeles, ladies and gentlemen. Coming your way from Television City. Thanks. Yes.
I just wanted to say that I'm a great-grandmother, and I wanted to say also I feel sorry for the very people up there, but I want to know why you didn't have some other races of people here, because they're in every race, not just this one. I just feel very badly that I don't want to show my race up, but we've got them in all races.
You certainly do. I'm glad she asked that question. We said they're obviously, well, there are some, they speak kind of the same lingo, but there's some Caucasian women on the stage. You might think that all of them are Latinos. Number two, there was an entire van sent for members of the African American gangs. At the very last minute, they turned around and went the other way. So that's the story there. Yes, ma'am.
During the initiation, when they have this jumping in, are they treated differently before and after?
What's the difference between someone who's been jumped in and someone who's not been jumped in yet? Amber, you treat them differently?
No, you're not.
Are they outsiders? Are they
before
novices,
or
rookies?
After. I mean, they're there for you when nobody else is.
No, we understand that, honey. I guess the question was really, what does the jumping in signify? But I think we know the answer. Yeah.
Yes, I wonder if they could answer. I'm 75 years old, and I went to high school in East L.A. We didn't have any gangs in those days.
Yes, you did.
Where did they come from?
Did. Yes, you did.
Somebody else from that neighborhood in that era?
The X generation.
I'm 76 from East L.A. Belvedere. We had gangs, but there's always been gangs. Yes, sir. And why not, like the lady just asked the question, why no others? Only a picture of Latinos.
I just explained that as best I could. Yes, sir.
You keep making a statement about friends. If I had a so-called friend to kick my butt, they would not be my friend any longer. Excuse me. A friend is someone, I cannot agree with you. First of all, you need to look up the definition of the word friend, because a friend is not someone that would want anything that is not good for you.
Excuse me, can I say something? Wait a minute.
And we're a close All right, Amber first, then Maria. Go ahead.
Okay, excuse me for one. I am not Latino. I am a German. So I am not Latino. I'm German Indian. I mean, and I kick it with them because they were there for me when my people weren't. Okay. So now what?
Maria, is that the definition of a friend? Someone who would beat you?
No, that's not a definition of a friend, but when you join a gang, that's to show that you're going to be down with them. You know, you're going to be down with them, you know, it's just...
Wait, let Maria finish her explanation. Go ahead.
Well, this is how I see it. You know, something happens, you got, you know, when you're out there in life, you're going to have to fight. So, you know, you're going to have to learn. And they jump you in to see that you're down, and, you know...
And then you become one. That's all that is, the jumping in.
Sisters there. The 19-year-old one, why didn't she discourage her little sister from being initiated into a gang like that?
Okay,
maybe it was her choice.
She's so innocent looking. I discouraged her because, you know, I was lucky. I was lucky from, you know, that I survived, you know, gangbanging. But see, if she feels she's going to have to, you know, I don't say nothing because my friends, you know, she's taking over my neighborhood. the where I used to be from, and they're gonna be there for her. But you know, it's hard. I don't know. See, once I look at her gangbanging, it's hard for me to let her gangbang because that's my sister. You know?
No matter what, I jumped my own sister in, and you know what? I did it because I didn't want her to turn into another neighborhood. I didn't want her to go get hurt, and I couldn't do nothing about it. I jumped her.
Wait, I want to go back to Maria, if you don't mind, and something this lady said. Now, Maria, haven't you had second thoughts now that Floor has been jumped in? Haven't you?
Yes, I have. I have had second thoughts because...
Now, tell us about that. We're finally getting to some truth here.
Okay, because I see, like, she's my sister, and I see, you know, what it's all about. And I'm afraid something's going to happen to her. Because...
How are you going to feel if she should get shot in a gangbang? What are you going to do when she's hurt and dead?
Well, you know...
Wait, let her answer, please. Go ahead.
You know, that's things I never thought about, you know? And, you know, when she did this yesterday, and, you know, it wasn't because I told her not to. But that's her choice. I cannot control her.
She's only 14.
I know she's...
You could try to encourage it or discourage her from doing that. I mean, she's a little girl.
Yeah, but she has her own... If she wasn't going to get jumped into that gang, she would have got jumped into somewhere. She could look after her now.
Amber, good luck with your children and what you're planning to do. And this is a question I have for Boo Boo. Did you find any community organizations out there to help you in your struggle to not let your daughter go down the gang road? With all this money for Rebuild LA, our taxes, grants, did you find any community organizations to help you?
There is no after-school organizations for her. The school that she's in has nothing after school. What she has right now is her parents, her mother, her father, her friends. It's not gangs. No, not gangs. Her friends and family.
I want to know, why does Amber have an attitude with everybody asks her a question? You're here to inform us, not give us an attitude.
Why do I have an attitude? Because everybody I have asked help for through legal, like with the situation now, the man I rent from now, I pay my rent, I go to school, I put my kids in school. The reason I have such an attitude is because I do ask for help and they are not helping me. Today, I had to double lock my doors and jump out my bedroom window because I'm afraid they're gonna come and put locks on my doors while I'm sitting here. I don't have a home to go to because the man's renting to me illegally. He left the country, put my property up for sale. What's gonna happen to me? They don't help me. That's why I have an attitude.
On your
Nobody helps.
you never get the ones who you go after. You always get the innocent kids. So you still gonna learn how to shoot before you get out there and shoot somebody.
We'll be right back. Girl Gangbangers Our Focus. We're live in LA. See you in 2 minutes.
Provided by Radisson's Historic Landmark.